Dean Fioritto, it's amazing to be doing the ACC InVenture Prize live again. But do you know what makes me most excited about being here at Florida State?
Is it because the Jim Moran College is the only college of entrepreneurship in the country?
Oh, that's good.
Is it because 2 FSU students appeared on Shark Tank?
Sure, yeah.
Is it because the Jim Moran College is ranked #1 in the state of Florida by Princeton Review?
Okay, well, those are all amazing, but there is one reason I have always wanted to come to FSU.
Why?
Because I want to swim in the Westcott Fountain.
What?
Ride like the wind, Bartholomew.
Wait for me,
Live from the campus of Florida State University, it's the 2022 ACC InVenture Prize. Join us as the Atlantic Coast Conference's leading innovators compete for $30,000 in prizes and patents. And now, please welcome your host from CBS Sunday Morning and NPR, Emmy winner Faith Salie.
And welcome to the 6th annual ACC InVenture Prize. I am so thrilled to be back live for this year's event. And last month was all about March Madness, and the ACC put together a dominant run. But tonight is all about April innovation, and the ACC is going to prove that its tech stars are just as impressive as its stars on the court. We have teams representing each of the 15 ACC universities, all contending for the top spot in the nation's largest undergraduate student innovation competition. A few weeks ago, our 15 schools submitted their pitches to our judges, whom you'll meet shortly, and then faced them in virtual Q&A sessions. Tonight, each team will present again and get one last question from our judges. After that, our judges will award a second place prize of $10,000 and a first place prize of $15,000. But all of our competitors are also vying for the People's Choice Award, and that's where you come in. Through text voting, you can send your favorite team home with a $5,000 prize. Voting has been open since Monday, so if you haven't voted yet, text the code below for your favorite team to 415-965-7445. Well, I don't know about you, but ready to tip things off? So let's get to it. The team from Clemson is helping patients with hydrocephalus. While you may be super impressed that I correctly pronounced that word, oh wait until you learn about catheter.
Hi, I'm Allie Riker from Clemson University, and I'm representing one of 5 founders of the catheter. Hydrocephalus affects 1 in 500 children worldwide. This doesn't even include adult onset hydrocephalus. The most common course of treatment is a ventricular peritoneal shunt. While these shunts are the most common course of treatment, they sadly have an extremely high failure rate. 70% fail, and 40% fail within the first year alone. While this statistic is alarming, the symptoms of a shunt malfunction are extremely vague, often presenting as the flu and leaving doctors puzzled. In order to reach a diagnosis, a doctor typically performs an exploratory brain surgery, which can cost up to $60,000 and might not even be necessary. There are currently no devices on the market that non-invasively diagnose a shunt malfunction. Our solution is not only non-invasive, but wirelessly powered and can confirm malfunction in under 5 minutes. It's a no-brainer. Doctors need to be sure, and now they can with the catheter. The catheter consists of a wireless pressure sensor and electronic module that is integrated into the shunt system and an external device. It detects the pressure within the catheter and transmits its data wirelessly via an electronic module located just below the skin at the clavicle. When the external device is held to the clavicle as if you were taking its temperature, that data is wirelessly transmitted and displayed on a screen to be read by a physician. If and when a patient returns presenting with these vague symptoms, potentially a shunt malfunction, the physician can use the catheter to reach a definitive diagnosis in under 5 minutes. The current shunt market is valued at $291 million, and that's expected to grow to $356 million by 2028. That means there is a massive profit margin for our device. With the catheter, patients avoid up to $100,000 in prolonged hospital stays, avoid any risks associated with exploratory open brain surgery, avoid any additional implantation surgeries, and avoid repeated radiation exposure due to multiple CT scans. With the decrease from 5 hours to 5 minutes, patients get a diagnosis 98% times faster. Be sure with the catheter.
All right, our judges, formally introduced shortly. For now, they've brainstormed a question for Kathashur. Marcus?
Sure. So one question we have for you is do you think that the shunt manufacturers will see you all as competitors or partners?
Thank you for that question, Marcus. So we believe that they will see us as partners. Because of the stage where we are at with our company, we believe it would be most beneficial to bring our device to market through partnering with the shunt company and selling it as one seamless unit. So a doctor or a hospital system would receive their shunt system and the catheter all as one for one implantation surgery with no added risk for anybody.
And that's it, thank you. Let's keep the spirit of innovation rolling along. Next up, the team from North Carolina might be sporting Carolina blue, but they're all about keeping it clean with QUVI.
Hey everyone, we're incredibly excited to be presenting QUVI to y'all today and explain the future of sanitization. We started QUVI almost a couple of years ago when we realized that our reusable water bottles were incredibly disgusting. How disgusting, you may ask? They have almost 50 times as much bacteria as the average toilet seat, and that can not only lead to common colds, but also other infections like pneumonia. Therefore, we created QUVI, which is the world's first and only water bottle sanitization device that can sanitize any reusable water bottle in under a minute using UVC light. Our product has unparalleled performance because it can sanitize faster than any product on the market. It's super intuitive to use for users, and it's also safety forward, which means that users are never exposed to UVC light. And there's a couple of alternatives to our device that include LARC, which is an expensive self-cleaning water bottle that is not accessible for most average consumers, and also sanitization boxes, which are not super intuitive to use. Our product is not only versatile, it works on the exterior and the interior of reusable water bottles, but it's also cost-effective and incredibly effective. And our users love our device as well. Almost all of the users that we surveyed use a reusable water bottle on a daily or frequent basis, and almost 90% of them said that they would use QUVI on a daily or frequent basis to clean their water bottle. And we intend to use these numbers and effectiveness of our product to reduce the amount of times that people spend sick every year. And we've had a lot of success along the way since we started in August of 2019. We first participated in the UNC Makeathon competition here at UNC, winning a prize there, and from then on we went and built our final product, and most recently piloted our product in more than 5 gyms. And we're incredibly excited to be launching our product at universities, gyms, and other institutions, and making sure that everybody's reusable water bottle is safe to use. Thank you so much.
Here's a brief overview of how QUVI works. Users will select how long they want to sanitize their bottle, and it takes a couple seconds to sense the height of the bottle and lower the focused UV light. Once the light turns on, the QUVI light turns blue and it begins a 30-second sanitization cycle. Once it is completed, all surface bacteria and pathogens have been deactivated and you are safe to continue drinking out of your water bottle.
All right, all I ask now of our judges is to keep Team QUVI's question clean, okay? Shree.
Nice job, team. What additional markets do you plan to target beyond gyms, airports, and universities?
Thank you for that question. We definitely see our initial market being in these high traffic, high foot traffic areas because that's going to create awareness about our product and people will build habits that really encapsulate what we're trying to change. But after that, we could definitely see a version of our product that people have in their homes, similar to a coffee machine, similar size, but something that every day before you go out the door, you can put your phones, your keys, your water bottles in there and have them sanitized.
I'm so sorry. I am thirsty to meet more of our competitors, so let's bring out the team from the University of Miami to tell us about GIA.
Hi, my name is Gabriela, and I want to show you how we can improve your walking experience. A large percentage of people have been street harassed or assaulted when walking, and we found that 61% of women take steps to avoid walking alone in public. Well, now they won't be alone because GIA will be there to guide them. GIA will be the first navigation platform that uses official and crowdsourced crime data to provide accurate and safe guidance to its users by using our safety routing algorithm. A platform designed specifically to provide safety to all communities. Users are welcomed with a geolocated crime bubble map, which informs the user of recent crime occurrences sourced from official police data and user reports. Users who are journeying through their city are then provided with the safest path to get to their destination based on historical crime occurrences. During their journey, users can report incidences that they see to warn other members and keep the community safe in real time. Additionally, users can access emergency mode to send a live location and audio tracking to their identified close contacts if they feel they are in danger. Women in the city of Miami have said that they don't feel safe walking alone in unfamiliar areas, and a big issue is when GPS navigates them somewhere unsafe and it is too late to change course. We use crime source data and real-time user input to create the safest walkable path to their destination. Partnerships with the city departments of police and crime experts are crucial. That's why we are in contact with the chief of police in Coral Gables, a crime analyst from North Miami Beach, and a professor with literature in crime mapping. QUVI is a perfect resource to walkers as they attend local community events, walk home after work, or simply go out into the city. We calculated our total addressable market due to our impact in the lifestyle, navigation, and social media app market. And we use the population of all US cities for our service available market and look towards the users in the top 20 cities for our service obtainable market. Our cost structure includes a developmental cost, maintenance, business operations, and marketing. We all have been impacted and know what it's like to walk through the streets and feel unsafe. I'm leading the product development and usability, and with Ata's focus on the business model and Emnit's project management skills and technical background for our algorithm, we believe we can make this a reality. At QUVI, user safety is our top priority. Whether they are planning an itinerary for their city trip or simply going out to grab a coffee, QUVI will be there to guide them.
All right, let's now go to the J's to get one last cue for the team from the U. Ravila?
So have you considered any liability that you may hold once you're suggesting these routes that are deemed safe?
Now, I'm so glad you asked that. So at GIA, our focus is primarily not to only have walkers feel confident, but feel primarily safe. With our safest routing algorithm, we really want to focus on being able to guide users through a city and to navigate in a safe manner. And now what we want to focus on is not only just focusing on liability, but making sure that when users are guided, that they feel safe. And with that, we know that we can't promise people feeling safe, but we know that they can feel more capable while walking through their journey.
And that's your time. Thank you. And who are these mysterious judges that sneaked onto our stage to grill our teams? Well, I'm glad you asked, because somebody put together this video to introduce them.
Hey, I'm Marcus Colston, founder and CEO of Marcus Colston Enterprises. We're a professional development services company that helps athletes, entrepreneurs, and executives with tools and strategies to shift their mindset and repurpose their unique skills and experiences to position themselves for sustained success.
Hi everyone, I'm Ravila Gupta, and I lead a consulting firm where we help entrepreneurs and other businesses grow and develop. I am so excited to be part of the ACC InVenture Prize this year.
I'm Sri Divakaruni, Vice President of Business Development for Rhizome Network. We assist companies, small and large, with their research, development, and innovation projects. This is the second time I'm judging the ACC InVenture Prize, and I'm delighted to be here with all of you.
And we are delighted to have you. Our next presenter is literally steeped in the technology of, well, steeping. Here from Syracuse University is Happy Loose Leaf Tea.
Nearly 160 million Americans drink tea each day. Each year, Americans consume over 84 billion servings of tea. That's 3.8 billion gallons. In fact, tea is the most widely consumed beverage in the entire world after water. If you're a tea lover, loose leaf tea is the way to go. It's high grade and produces better yield and flavor. But if you brew loose leaf tea, you know there's a problem. It's made in a small metal basket or infuser, and it's messy, cumbersome, impractical, inconvenient, and it's not portable. And it's impossible to brew a great cup of loose leaf tea on the go. I'm Noah, and I love loose leaf tea. That's why I created the Happy Tea Ball. It's a portable and flexible tea steeping device with a proprietary mechanism that produces the perfect cup of tea. Fill the Happy Tea Ball with your favorite loose leaf tea, then set your desired brew duration using a simple dial. When it's done, it automatically stops the steeping process through our patent-pending technology. No more over or under brewing your tea. You get a mess-free cup of tea on the go. It's really that simple. We have a fully functioning 3D printed prototype. We've worked with legal counsel to complete an extensive international patent search, hold a provisional utility patent, and are on the way to a non-provisional filing. Happy Loose Leaf Tea is a C corporation that is ready to launch, and we are currently in talks with manufacturers. The Happy Tea Ball will be sold directly to consumers through the Happy Loose Leaf Tea online marketplace, and we are connecting with tea companies for affiliate partnerships, and are fortunate to have advisors who are global leaders in the tea industry helping shape our roadmap. Tea is beloved across cultures and centuries. It has become more popular during the pandemic to boost immunity and enhance well-being, as well as preventative, cardiovascular, cognitive, and calming health benefits. The demand for high-quality tea is only growing. Much like the artisanal coffee sector exploded over the last decade, Gen Z drinks as much tea as coffee. Tea is having its moment as a new generation of tea lovers who are looking for innovation, convenience, and sustainability. We are that solution. We bring innovation to technology, to the brewing process to make sure that each cup is your perfect, happy cup of tea.
Ravila, I see you percolating with a question.
Thanks, Noah. Do you have any concerns about your T-ball getting copied or, reproduced with it? I know you have the patents, but what's the concern there?
Absolutely, that's a fantastic question. Currently, we've completed an international patent search and identified that it is in fact a unique method of brewing your tea, and we hold the utility patent pending for the T-ball, and we've positioned our patent pending to also encompass other methods that could potentially encroach on our market space.
All right, you got good things brewing. I have read the tea leaves and can predict that Georgia Tech is next. It also says that on my teleprompter. They are here with their innovation, CarSeal.
My name is Derek Prusner, and I'm one of the co-creators of CarSeal, an innovative vascular closure device for the carotid artery. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death in the United States, with over 700,000 ischemic strokes annually. During a stroke, a blood clot cuts off circulation to the brain, requiring a surgeon to operate quickly in order to prevent long-term disability and even death for the patient. Neurosurgeons at the Mayo Clinic currently perform this procedure through the femoral artery in the leg, but that can take over an hour. Alternatively, they've found that direct access through the carotid artery in the neck can reduce the procedure time by half and save up to 60 million neurons. That's the equivalent of about 5 to 10 years of normal aging. So why don't surgeons access the carotid artery already? It's because they don't have the tools they need to safely and effectively close the vessel after the procedure is over. To solve this, we present CarSeal, our innovative device that leverages the geometry of 2 concentric cones to plug an arterial access point. CarSeal consists of a low-profile anchor to hold the device against the vessel wall, a self-guiding inlay cone to block the majority of bleeding, and an onlay cone with collagen to absorb residual leakage and create a tight seal. Current closure devices on the market are unable to meet the challenges of the carotid's high-pressure environment. Testing we've conducted at the Mayo Clinic has shown that CarSeal can prevent leakage in pressures well above those seen in humans. We're conducting additional testing with a Georgia Tech lab to study how CarSeal can perform in a high-flow environment. And we also plan to conduct testing to understand how CarSeal is deployed in and absorbed by the body. For our long-term strategy, we plan to conduct animal testing, begin clinical trials, and seek full FDA approval within 3 to 5 years so that CarSeal can help the 320,000 individuals annually who need stroke interventions. Our team is composed of 5 Georgia Tech biomedical engineers working in close partnership with the Mayo Clinic's neurosurgery department. Combining our engineering background with the Mayo Clinic's clinical expertise will help us turn this idea into reality. Reducing the impact of stroke means more time doing the things you love with the people you love. By enabling surgeons to safely and effectively close the carotid artery, CarSeal will save time, neurons, and lives.
Okay, judges, it's time to put some closure on CarSeal's presentation with one last question. Shri?
Great job. What do you anticipate as your top challenges on your way to receiving FDA approval?
So we know that as a Class 3 medical device, we do have to go through safety and efficacy trials, which will be required for pre-market approval. However, we have a lot of support with the Mayo Clinic that has helped us through this testing so far. We were just there the other day testing our device in a bovine carotid artery, getting feedback from surgeons that will help us make this idea better. We do have coming up cadaver testing and animal testing, which will help pave our way.
I gotta call time. That sews things up for Georgia Tech, so let's introduce the team from the University of Pittsburgh, Resolution.
Hi, my name is Evan Karen, founder and CEO of Resolution, and we're tackling medical compliance in terms of contact lens care. So as it turns out, about 1 in 500 contact lens wearers will actually get an eye infection from improper contact lens care. And on top of that, 5.1 million contact lens wearers have reported going to see their eye care provider about eye redness, dryness, or irritation. And the problem at heart is quite a simple one. People aren't taking care of their contact lenses. They'll often sleep with their contact lenses in, they'll forget to replace them, and they won't follow the proper steps of contact lens care. So our solution is a twofold solution. We have, at first, a physical case that's designed to actually carry out the proper steps of contact lens care, and an app designed to allow for reminders and tracking of your contact lenses. With these two devices, we're hoping that this will be able to solve the habitual problems at hand and be able to help over 45 million contact lens wearers. The CDC conducted a study and found that 40 to 90% of contact lens wearers don't actually follow the proper steps of contact lens care consistently, and so these two devices are able to really help push those numbers and help people take care of their eyes. Our go-to-market strategy is to go through opticians and use their influence in the market in order to recommend our product. We're going to start with a free app that's able to help and provide use to all contact lens wearers, and then sell our case, which is the added $99 benefit for cleaning the lenses automatically. With this, we're going to be also selling through direct retailers and selling through our store. Our team consists of myself, Evan Karen, Shane Riley, and Noah Ziemba. We have a diverse background in product design, engineering, and FDA medical device validation. Thank you for your time.
All right, Marcus, I believe you have a salient question for Team Resolution.
Sure. So Evan, which value proposition do you think is stronger for contact lens wearers, the app or the case?
So I think the case is what actually comes down to, because that takes away the cleaning process off the actual user. The app is a great way to get exposure, grow our platform, and really start to get our case into people's hands and provide tracking functionality that they don't get with just the case.
Thank you both, or all three of you, sorry. I was thinking of eyes, they come in teams of two. Our next team's job is to help you find yours. It's Virginia Tech and Massapply.
Hi, my name is Naman Singh. I'm a senior at Virginia Tech studying computer science and math, and I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Massapply. My team noticed that traditional methods of job hunting just aren't working out. Online job portals are a lot like black holes where we toss our resumes in, but only 2 to 3% of applicants ever hear back for an interview. This is because large incumbents in our space are primarily focused on helping companies hire more efficiently, neglecting the needs of individual job seekers. These pain points became especially clear when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Many of my own peers lost their full-time job offers because of this. Feeling compelled to help, I launched a job hunting CRM, which grew to 5,000 users within 2 months of launching. Since then, Massapply has built a full suite of automation tools to help students leverage the most effective job hunting tactics. We have the job hunting CRM from our initial launch, and we also have a cold emailing tool that helps people connect with recruiters. The way this works is that for 2,000 open jobs in tech, we've found the email addresses of the recruiters in charge of all these positions, so that an applicant can send a personalized cold email to the recruiter in charge with a single click. Cold emailing creates a simpler and more reliable way for people to land interviews. We also have a referrals feature in beta, which helps qualified candidates land more interviews by connecting them with willing referrers at top companies. With this set of automated features, Massapply has a total of 12,500 users, with 230 people who have reported back that they've actually gotten interviews with Massapply, and 60 people who've gotten offers. And we're just getting started. We have a big vision to automate the entire job hunt, and by focusing on helping job seekers, we believe that Massapply will become the de facto tool to help all entry-level job seekers in the United States. Thank you.
All right, Ravila, you ready to apply yourself with a question?
Sure. Do you have any thoughts about providing additional services to job seekers beyond just cold emailing?
Yeah, so we've thought a lot about what other features we want to implement, and essentially we want to automate the entire job hunt from the full life cycle. What we've noticed is that people really struggle with landing interviews more reliably, and tactics like referrals or automatically customizing their resumes can work super well, and that will help us reach our vision of creating a more scalable, automated, and accessible way for people to land the jobs they want, regardless of their background.
That's your time. Virginia is for technology lovers, so let's keep things rolling with another presenter from the Old Dominion with UVA's Amity Connect.
4 years ago, my grandpa had an unexpected heart attack.
During this experience, my family and I felt isolated from his health and did not have any peace of mind. With a doubling elder population, Eldercare will be more chaotic as 92% of caretakers lack a clear understanding of elders' conditions. Understaffed senior living centers are forced to offer reactive care, and treatment costs double in the next 3 years. So, we created Amity Connect, an AI-powered caretaking assistant. Through our machine learning models, we generate daily risk assessments, medical emergency predictions, and long-term elder journeys. First, caretakers can input daily metrics in less than 30 seconds, and we aggregate real-time data from smart medical devices. Next, we use this data to predict heart attacks, falls, and influenza with 95% accuracy. Amity Connect offers a clear picture of elders' health, reduces hospitalizations and costs, and personalizes care for each elder's conditions. Our serviceable obtainable market is $342 million and is focused on senior living chains in the US. In the eldercare market, our main competitors are medical alert devices that react to emergencies and end-to-end management software that store general data like billing and documentation. Instead, our proprietary machine learning models offer actionable insight and are hyper-focused on leveraging elder health data. So far, we've tested our app at Tall Oak Senior Living with 93% satisfaction rates, redeveloped our iOS app, and are working on partnerships with 2 of the largest senior living chains. Our 3-month goal is to pilot in 3 centers, and our 12-month goal is to expand to 175 centers and charge $25K per center per year. As we scale, our main costs are a GCP backend that helps us store and encrypt data. We're a team of top iOS and machine learning developers recognized by Apple and Google, and we'll be working on Amity Connect full-time as we pilot the app. We've interviewed over 100 family members, caretakers, and elders, and together our goal is to help millions of elders just like my grandpa.
Okay, judges, I trust you won't be cavalier with your question for the team from UVA. Shri?
What is the financial incentive today for eldercare institutions to adopt your solution?
So right now, senior living centers are very understaffed, and they're constantly having to react to medical emergencies. With us putting together data inputs from a variety of sources, like caretakers and devices, we offer them with the ability to predict these medical emergencies, which in turn reduces costs and hospitalizations for medical emergencies for various chronic conditions that elders in senior living centers mostly have. And we offer a clear...
Sorry, it's not you, it's me. To give you a little more insight about what it takes to make it to our stage tonight, let's take a walk on the road to the ACC InVenture Prize.
The road to the ACC InVenture Prize was once again newly paved in 2022 with a hybrid approach that allowed teams to face the judges virtually before all 15 teams headed to Florida State University to compete on the live broadcast for the first time ever. This schedule meant an earlier start for students who began months in advance by creating their pitch videos. These videos were posted on the ACC InVenture Prize website for People's Choice voting, which opened several days before tonight's live televised event. All of that has meant a lot of hard work and perhaps even more anxiety, as ACC students are finally here tonight to face our judges on the live broadcast. The only thing left is to watch and see who will win the 2022 ACC InVenture Prize.
Okay, if it feels like your birthday, it's because up next we're giving you Boston College's gift pocket.
Have you ever gotten a gift card, but forgotten it or lost it when you wanted to use it? Have you ever gotten a gift card to a store you know that you would never shop at? I don't know about you, but this problem has happened to me way too many times, and I had to solve it. And the solution is Gift Pocket, a fintech app where you can put all your gift cards on your phone, pay with them in stores or online. You get a gift card you don't like, you can exchange it for one that you do, and you can also send gift cards to over 300 plus brands. However, we realize that there's an even bigger problem we can solve, and that is for the brands. There's this big misconception that brands love gift cards. However, they can't claim revenue on a gift card until it's actually spent. So brands miss out on over $6 billion worth of revenue. However, when someone spends a gift card, on average they'll spend $59 more than the value of that gift card. But brands aren't legally allowed to know who their gift card holders are. Until now. With Gift Pocket, we are leveraging our consumer-facing digital wallet to build a marketplace to solve this problem for brands. With Gift Pocket, brands can incentivize their customers to spend and buy more gift cards because of how lucrative this type of shopper is when they come into store and when they shop online. But what makes Gift Pocket different? Besides the fact that none of our competitors are solving this problem for brands, they aren't focusing on the real customer that has this problem. And that's the people that receive the most amount of gift cards. And who receives the most amount of gift cards? That's teenagers and college students. And what do college students love? Free stuff. And so we've been partnering with brands like Chipotle and Express to give out free $5 gift cards on college campuses. And the best part about it is it's lowered our customer acquisition costs by $7, and we've seen a month-over-month growth of 20%. And as you can see here on the screen, our total addressable market is $65 billion. And the reason why it's that big is because we want to be the leading distributor of all digital gift cards for every single brand, no matter how big, how small, because gift card holders are such a lucrative type of customer that every brand should have access to.
All right, Shri, you get to unwrap one last question for Gift Pocket.
Neat idea, Brooke. What do you anticipate will be the impact of Apple's app tracking transparency to your app?
I definitely think that will affect how we do ads, especially through Facebook and all those different platforms. However, we believe in on-campus growth hack strategies, and we've seen a lot of growth from that, so passing out free $5 gift cards on college campuses, and so that really will only impact our advertising strategy, but through our new strategies of grassroots modeling, that will really not impact us with that.
Thank you so much. It would be a cardinal sin if we didn't next showcase the team from the University of Louisville, represented by TARS.
Hello, my name is Leon Marcilak. I'm 20 years old. I'm at the University of Louisville in Kentucky, and I'm here to introduce you to TARS. Growing up, I watched my father try to manage all his business, family, medical, and legal important documents using different binders, boxes, and files to organize all these documents. At the time, I was quite impressed by my father's organizational skills, but not impacted by it at all because I was young. Today, as a young adult, I really understand the consequences and the difficulty to manage and to organize all this important information. I became more aware of this year. Like as an exchange student, I realized the multitude of information and document official that we have to bring here and to have close to us all the time. In an increasingly digital world, I was surprised to see how much our most important documents and information is managed in such physical and outdated way. This is how I came with the idea of TARS, a connected bracelet that allows you to carry all your most valuable information and to make payments on your wrist. TARS and the technology that is used is the NFC technology to store and transfer information without relying on battery. We are now in an increasingly open world with more and more people wanting to travel, to work, or to live in a foreign country. This year, there are more than 1 million exchange students in the United States. In 2021, there have been a 96% increase in the digital nomad community. There are over more than 57 millions of expatriates and more than 244 millions of migrants in the worldwide. For all of these travelers, TARS is here to facilitate the management, transportation, and security of all personal, official, or professional information through the use of connected bracelet. With the help of my father's knowledge, I was able to patent this idea 2 years ago, and today I'm here to make it happen. Thank you for support, TARS.
All right, judges, the designer of this remarkable wrist device is now in your hands. Marcus?
So one question I have is what other technologies are necessary for this device to be adopted at a higher rate or a faster rate?
Like obviously one of the most important is the NFC technology that we're going to use. Obviously also one of the most important things for us is the security, to have all the information that we need but not hack it, and that everybody that needs the information will have it, but not people who are not allowed to use it. So security, NFC, and encryption also.
Thank you. Now let's hand things over to the team from Duke University to present Holorith.
my name is Andres and I'm the founder of Holoriff. Today we're going to be talking about how technology is used within the operating room. Due to the sterile nature of the operating room, surgeons cannot interact directly with computers to access necessary information during an operation. In order to circumvent this issue, surgeons have attempted to use sterile sticks, clickers, and other methods. Ultimately, these are insufficient. Instead, many operating rooms have rotating nurses stationed at computers and other devices so they can interact with technology for surgeons. As you can imagine, this is extremely impractical. An entire person is removed from working on other important tasks. Errors in communication lead to large delays, and surgeons are not given the flexibility needed to perform at their best. Through gesture recognition, Holoriff solves this problem and so much more. Holoriff works by taking in a video feed from any camera and converting it to mouse and keyboard input on any computer. Through this novel software, surgeons can now directly manipulate technology within the operating room while they are scrubbed in and sterile. They can view MRI images, they can manipulate controls on devices, and can highlight information for the rest of their team to view.
This is a small demo of Holoriff's functionality on my computer. Here we have Holoriff's GUI, which allows you to input a series of parameters and customize your mouse. Once we load it up, it recognizes the first hand that enters the camera's field of vision as the mouse. As you can see, we can move the mouse, we can scroll, and we can click.
Hospitals are a multi-trillion-dollar industry, so it's no surprise that their biggest source of revenue, operating rooms, cost them $500 billion a year to maintain in the US alone. When it comes to costs, the most obvious benefit from Holoriff is that nurses no longer need to be stationed at equipment and can do other tasks in the operating room they were actually trained for instead, thus speeding up operations. Additionally, surgeons can now directly interact with technology, making operations even faster. By increasing the speed of operations, we hope to reduce costs of running an operating room by at least 1%. Our goal is to empower surgeons and nurses to have the control they need over technology in their environments.
Ravila, what question clicked in your mind?
So beyond the cost savings of the nursing resources, what other benefits does this product offer?
Thank you for the question. So one of the main primary benefits outside of nursing resources is a reduction in time of the operation. In many cases, sometimes surgeons actually have to unscrub and manipulate the MRI images or other device inputs for the nurses because of miscommunications, and that would cost 30 minutes. So the time savings is a huge cost reduction.
Thank you both. Next, we're serving up our home team with Florida State's Barbot.
Hey y'all, my name is Brett Charmette. I'm the founder and CEO of Barbot, where we like to think of ourselves as the future bartender. Barbot is a convenient way for people to make high-quality, customizable mixed drinks. But here is our minimum viable product that we spent the past 2 years developing. With our solution, you can use any drink you want. It features an easy-to-use mobile app where you can select a drink from the thousands in our catalog or customize your own. Barbot is extremely affordable. You can bring it wherever you want to because it also features a rechargeable battery. Whether that's your next tailgate, cocktail party, or any other event you can imagine, Barbot is the solution for you. Later on this year, we plan to release Barbot through a crowdfunding campaign, which will segue into our retail and e-commerce debut in 2023. In the future, during 2024 and 2025, we will be creating a Barbot specifically aimed at the hospitality industry. In just the first week, we have over 36 reservations and counting for Barbot pre-orders. We have over 2.5 million views on our official TikTok channel, and we have raised $10,000 in non-dilutive funding to date. Barbot's experienced team includes Patrick and Charlie. Patrick and Charlie were previous recipients of an NSF grant, where Patrick managed the finances and Charlie managed the technological research. This makes Barbot have a very versatile team. Our skill sets allow Barbot's business plan and product to be as strong as possible and have the best chance at succeeding in the market. Our serviceable obtainable market is 300,000 customers located inside the US. A future price target of $400 with profit margins of 31.25% leaves us the ability to generate $37.5 million in future revenue.
Hey, I'm Dr. Mark McNeese, but I wasn't always a doctor. I've actually had 20 years in the beverage industry, and that's why I'm so excited about Barbot. They have created a really cool appliance that makes everyone a bartending expert.
We are happy to represent FSU inside the ACC competition and look forward to the future of bartending for Barbot.
Okay, judges, in addition to the questions you've already gotten to ask Barbot, Marcus, looks like you could use one more shot.
So my question is, what was the thought process behind starting with retail versus hospitality?
So with retail, our product can be pretty much in anyone's kitchen or really wherever you want to bring it, whether to your next tailgate since it's battery operated or to the beach or really to any event that you can imagine. So we plan to grow our user base, and once we have a very solid user base, then we will reach out into the commercial markets to prove to those venues that, hey, we do have the traction and we do have the product, that our product is the future of bartending.
All right, and with that, we say cheers to the team from FSU. Give me a little hometown love. As the ACC InVenture Prize helps launch this year's crop of competitors, we thought it would be fun to see how some of their predecessors have done. It's something we call, where are they now?
While you don't have to win it all to find success after the ACC InVenture Prize, winning both first place and the People's Choice Award in 2019 provided the validation the team from UVA needed. Since then, they have pivoted their focus to men's weight loss, changing their name to Alfie. They were accepted into Y Combinator's most recent batch and have since begun generating revenue out of their New York City offices. Last year's second place team, Reachable Solutions, has also been on a roll, continuing their sales momentum from last year's PBS broadcast. All this before graduating from the University of Pittsburgh this spring. And the 2021 People's Choice winner, Eats to Seats from UNC Chapel Hill, has grown their stadium staffing service across the ACC and beyond, hiring almost 5,000 contractors since last year's show.
The ACC InVenture Prize validated our idea of profits for purpose, where we could pair a socially driven concept with a viable, sustainable, and scalable business model. Now, we work with thousands of contractors serving venues across 6 different states in the Southeast.
All right, if Victor Hugo were to write a novel about our next team, he might call it The Lunch Pack of Notre Dame. You're welcome. Here is Blueberry.
Hi ACC, I'm Alan Gordon, the founder of Blueberry and a freshman at the University of Notre Dame. My team's mission is to enhance the quality of life for the 150 million Americans living with dietary conditions. Did you know these conditions cost US Congress over $400 billion annually? But more importantly, it's on a personal level. These conditions damage the quality of life for people diagnosed with them. Symptoms include weight loss, weight gain, stress, anxiety, just to name a few. And these conditions truly damage the physical and emotional health of people diagnosed with them. Current companies in the space force these customers to choose between the physical and emotional side of their condition. And we at Blueberry believe this is wrong. What we want to create is one platform that becomes a one-stop shop for everything these people need to manage their condition. So on that note, Blueberry is a web platform that connects our users firstly with tailored meals designed specifically for their condition, and secondly, a community of support of people with the same condition. At Blueberry, we've partnered with a number of specialty meal kit brands to provide a range of tasty, healthy meals designed specifically for these conditions. But from my own experience with an eating disorder, I know that the physical health is only half the battle. And this is why Blueberry will also be home to condition-dedicated communities designed specifically to help people manage the emotional side of that battle. On these platforms, we hope that our users will share personal tips, support, stories, and more to help manage that mental side of these challenges. I have a team of 3 web developers with Silicon Valley experience currently working on our prototype. And we're also working with 2 medical professionals to shore up the health side of this market. Between this team, we have the skills to make Blueberry a household name.
Okay, judges, I think you have one last juicy question for Team Blueberry.
Yes. Your platform has been hacked. There are 2 million names that have been released with specific medical conditions. What do you do next?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Okay. Somebody hacked your platform. Right? There's a list floating around with lots of names of people with specific medical conditions. What are you going to do in this situation?
So that's actually something we're looking at right now. We're working with a specialist in the legal side of the business to shore up, firstly, our database and our security. One thing we're looking at is putting terms and conditions in place to protect ourselves in that scenario.
All right, thank you very much. Our next team brings big ideas for little learners. Welcome the team from Wake Forest, Bite-Sized Learning.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Rust. I am co-founder and CEO of Bite-Sized Learning. an online education company that is rethinking how we teach computer topics to children. We offer live summer courses in everything from Photoshop and video editing to game design and programming. I can still remember sitting in my first computer science class at age 17, thinking, why couldn't I have learned this earlier? It turns out only a third of North Carolina high schools have a single computer science course. And across the US, only 51 offer computer science as a subject. It's no secret that technology skills like coding are super important for the next generation. But these days, kids are more interested in playing video games or watching YouTube videos than teaching themselves how to code. Bite-sized learners in our classes get personalized instruction through building their own creative projects throughout our week-long courses. While we teach a variety of software programs and computer skills, all our classes have one thing in common. They are a blast. So far, our kids have loved making everything from movie posters to anime-inspired video games to engineering miracles in Minecraft. All they need is a computer, Wi-Fi connection, and their endless creativity. Beginning with our live summer courses, our low overhead and high customer return rate allow for our classes to be profitable even if they aren't full. Over the last 16 months, we've held dozens of bite-sized learning classes and obtained partnerships with 5 local Winston-Salem organizations. In the future, we will grow through several different channels, including additional partnerships, varying course modalities, and expanding our course topics. Education and technology are both booming industries, and parents especially are always looking for ways to give their child a fun summer experience, as well as getting the upper hand when it comes to career readiness. So bite-sized learning classes are a perfect option for millions of families across the US. To find out more about our course topics and our efforts for equitable access, visit our website at bitesizedlearning.org. Thank you.
Judges, one last chance to educate yourselves on bite-sized learning. Ravila.
So do you have any thoughts about expanding beyond just summer programs?
Of course, that's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. I think a big part on that will be obtaining partnerships with schools and working on our courses to supplement their current offerings, both in computer science as well as our creative multimedia classes. So kind of adding on to the existing topics they have will be a great part of getting out of the summer and into the academic curriculum. So.
Thank you, bite-sized learning. And our final presenter of the evening has their finger on the pulse of a new medical technology. Here is NC State's Abilahan.
Eric Buckner is a 40-year-old father living in West Virginia. However, Eric's life is far from simple. Like many of us who can open doors, unscrew a Gatorade bottle, even open up a bag of chips, Eric Buckner cannot complete any of these everyday tasks.
And for many years, I have struggled with painful arthritis. I've tried many products, nothing seems to help. I'm looking forward to any product that could help provide more grip strength so I can perform everyday tasks that we all take for granted.
Now, Eric's, like millions of other Americans suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, and those with this debilitating disease suffer from weakened grip strength and pain in their hands. Most likely, someone you know suffers from arthritis or weakened grip strength. It's half of all men, and a quarter of all women develop osteoarthritis in the hands by the age of 85. Alike, Eric Buckner's story is the very real story of our team member, Brandon's uncle. And when Brandon saw his uncle suffering on vacation this past summer, he knew there had to be a solution. Now, we are Team Abilahan, a group of NC State students with unique engineering backgrounds, and we've come together to improve the lives of those suffering from arthritis. Our product's an easy-to-use exoskeleton glove, and it has 2 main functions. First, compression textiles that'll reduce pain and inflammation in the joints. And second, a powered exoskeleton will be layered on top, applying the desired amount of force to greatly improve grip strength. Our unique system is designed to give Eric and those suffering from this disease their lives back. Now, according to the CDC, arthritis has already caused $304 billion in medical costs and earning losses in 1 year. Now, Abilahan offers a more efficient and cost-effective solution with no downtime. Using feedback from medical professionals and those suffering from this disease, we've completed our proof of concept prototype and are only months away from a full-scale prototype, which provides force to all 5 fingers. Now, our next step are FDA approval, filing for patents as we work with manufacturers, and finally, scaling up for mass production. With the funds and the unique experience that the ACC InVenture Prize competition provides us with, we'll be able to effectively purchase molds and begin the patenting process. So join us at Abilahan and help those with arthritis find strength and relief to take back control of their lives.
Okay, judges, your last question of the night goes to Abilahan. Marcus, take it away.
Sure. So
how will the exoskeleton kind of calibrate to the individualized needs of each customer or patient, I guess I should call them?
Awesome question. Thank you so much. So we're hoping, as we iterate the process, the prototype process, to develop a ring structure that adjusts to each patient's hand, and that way you can find the perfect placement of the strain gauge that will be used. So as they grip, whatever force is used, their proportional force is applied to that. Necessary proportional force is applied to that.
All right, let's give them a hand. And that completes all 15 presentations. So as our judges go off to make their final decisions, let the deliberations begin. And if you haven't already done so, cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. Text your team's code to 415-965-7445. Now, as the big moment draws nigh, let's hear from our host school, Florida State University.
Good evening. I'm Rick McCullough, president of Florida State University. Innovation and entrepreneurship are critical areas of focus for today's universities. The challenges we face at every level, from local to global, require the next generation of leaders to be creative problem solvers. Universities are responding by promoting innovation and instilling an entrepreneurial mindset in our students across the disciplines. Here at FSU, our Innovation Hub and our top-ranked Jim Moran College of Entrepreneurship are inspiring students to work together to create novel solutions for the most complex problems of our day. Across the ACC universities, we see similar efforts to prepare and mobilize students to confront the challenges of our times. This competition reflects those endeavors while serving as inspiration for all of us. I wish you all the best of luck in tonight's competition and in the adventures that await you in the future.
Thank you once more, Florida State, for hosting this wonderful competition. I am surrounded by so much genius. It is now time to announce who you, our audience, has selected as your favorite. Velcro, a wonderful innovation. The People's Choice Award goes to Florida State University, Barbot. Congratulations, guys. All right, I'll drink to that. Now, before we reveal the results, I spoke with the judges after they first questioned the student teams so that we could share some insight on their decisions.
I'm curious, who do you see as your primary competitor?
What does the patent cover?
Who is your ideal customer?
How hard is it to make this decision?
The hardest part to me was really playing God. We want to see them all succeed, you know?
There's some really, really great talent and some life-saving ideas.
Just so many bright young entrepreneurs, so many really good life-changing ideas.
Is the fact that some of them are actually life-changing and maybe even life-saving, is that something that pushes them to the top for you?
I think the evaluation really gives us as judges an opportunity to kind of level the playing field.
I also put on my business person's hat and said, if I were an investor, where would I put my next increment of dollars?
Summarize in a few words what you think you bring to the judging process.
I look at the company to see where's it going to go, like where's the end point for this company?
Optimism and possibility. That's kind of my lens.
Bringing that investor lens, I really try to bring that dimension here.
What surprised you all the most?
Just the sophistication, of college students at this point.
And I wish I could be a kid again.
Okay, and like magic, our judges have transported from our screen back to the stage. Here they come with their selections. May I have the envelope, please? Come up and join me. Envelopes, period. All right. This is first. Okay. You have the second? Okay. Oh, whoa. All right. The 2022 ACC InVenture Prize second place winner is a very full envelope. Who will receive $10,000 is from... Okay, there are two in here, which has never happened before. So there is a tie for second place. This is very exciting. That means we'll order an extra trophy, and you'll share the prize money. From Clemson, team Kath Ashore. Come on up here. And from Duke, Team Hollerith. Congratulations, come on here. All right. You all can stay here. I think you all need to lay hands on this equally. And congratulations, all of you. All right, now it's time to announce our first place team who will, is this the first place one? I don't, okay, thank you. Who will receive a check for $15,000 and, you know, maybe join me for a celebratory dip in Westcott Fountain, if I'm lucky. All right, the winner of the 2022 ACC InVenture Prize is from Georgia Tech, Car Seal. Congratulations, come on up here, guys. All right, this is yours, and please tell me whom you would like to thank.
Our mentors at the Mayo Clinic, at Georgia Tech PME department, our family and friends.
Family, friends, everyone watching from across the country.
And thank you to the GT InVenture team, Chris and Risha here, who've been with us this whole weekend. We have a lot of people who made this possible, so thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much, congratulations. And that concludes the 6th annual ACC InVenture Prize. We have a lot of winners. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this celebration of the best in collegiate innovation. Congratulations to all students on this stage who made across the ACC, who made it to tonight's show, and to the teams of educators behind them. You are truly world changers. Now, thank you also to all the wonderful people at Florida State for hosting this year's competition and all of the dedicated people behind the scenes who make this show possible. We will be back next year once again from Florida State University. Until then, please remember, every accomplishment begins with an ACC. Good night.
Funding for this program was made possible in part by the Atlantic Coast Conference Academic Consortium and the 15 ACC member schools.